Okie dokie.
Okie dokie.
Welcome to Meme Daddies with Sinatra and Adam, the creator. Is that how you want to be known?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Basically, we're new to the scene, to the game. What we're going to do here, we're Meme Daddies because we make memes for a living. Daddies because we're sexy as fuck. But also because we are dads. And we're just going to break down the things we find on the internet, which can be
Annoying.
fascinating, annoying, and infuriating. And we're going to try and make them a little bit more palatable for you. You know what I mean? So we're going to do the hard part of thinking about it so you don't have to. We're your brains now, basically.
Yeah, shut your
Adam,
brains off.
Yeah, I'm a little loud in my ears, if you don't mind turning me down a little bit.
How am I?
I don't know.
How's this level?
Yeah, I'm just maybe I hate my own voice is what the problem is.
Oh, who doesn't?
Yeah, but what do you know? Yeah, that's good. That's nice.
Imagine loving your voice.
No, I can't imagine loving anything about myself.
I think you mentioned it. When people try to hate you on the internet, who hates me more than me?
Yeah, try to out-hate me.
Oh, I read the comments. I'm like,
Yeah.
I've said worse.
Amateur.
God, I hate myself. But it's okay.
Bush League. And listen, we kid.
I love myself too.
I love myself too. Try and outlove me. You can't.
No, yeah.
And not in a conceited way. I have a lot of practice loving myself.
I believe in my potential. I really do.
Yeah, nobody believes in my potential more than me.
But
I also fucking hate myself.
I'm the worst. Oh, God, do I hate me.
God,
Okay.
I suck. Nobody knows my ways of sucking more than I do. Truly, nobody can rip me down worse than me.
It's true.
But I also
My parents do a good job.
I'm a very capable person as well.
Oh, yeah.
I really am. I can really do a good job at a number of things.
Until something goes wrong.
Until, I mean, at the very
So
drop
stupid.
of a hat, I can also annihilate myself. So, I mean, I whatever. What are you going to do? So, Jared, I mean, did you turn me up again? What happened there? You did, didn't you?
Listen, I know you like Jay-Z. He likes his voice loud. Doesn't he always say, turn me up in the headphones? I'm just saying.
All right, you uploaded my consciousness into that soundboard?
Did you move the apertures?
Yeah, I don't even know what aperture means.
It's an opening.
All right, let's light this cigar. Also on Meme Daddies, what we're going to do for you cigar aficionados.
I think it's pronounced aficionado. Aficionado.
Aficionados. Aficionados.
Aficionado over here.
We're gonna smoke a cigar just because we're men.
Because we're ballsy.
Yeah, smoke a cigar anywhere I want.
I'm a stud.
I'm a stud. I'm fucking ballsy. We're gonna smoke a cigar, so if you want to, go for it. I don't care. Doesn't matter to me.
It's actually a 4D experience. If you can light up at this time, we're gonna spark. We suggest you spark at the same time.
Yeah.
Then you'll get sort of the smell. I think they call it smell-o-vision, 4D.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then if you smoke a cigar, or if you're a cigar smoker, you know that there's nothing better than smoking a cigar, which
Starter cut.
my son used to call them gagars. There's nothing better than smoking a cigar with someone.
Gagar. We're gonna make something happen today.
You're gonna-
Okie dokie or gagar.
Gagar with somebody, and that's basically what this is. But if you don't worry about it. If you don't smoke cigars, who gives a shit?
It is nice. It's a bonding experience.
It
Nothing
is.
like a gagar.
With a friend. So Adam and I are going to smoke one. If you smoke, do it. And then when the cigar is done, the podcast is done. That's what's going to happen. So here we go. It's going to sound like the beginning of a Lil Wayne song.
I'll be fucking Kiss.
That's Jada Kiss.
I'll be Kiss. I'm fucking
I
doing
might-
a feature, bro.
I might got to take my shirt off for this one. So
Shout out to Matador.
y'all wish. Shout out to Padron. Send a check. Do you think you could keep a conversation with Kanye, keep up in the conversation?
I think so. I think all you have to do with him is just kind of hang on
Yeah, just
and just let him go and then just hang on to him. Yeah, just go, yeah.
yeah. So listen, we're gonna get going into the topics of shit that happened this week. Some stuff that was interesting that I caught a wind of. Dan Bilzerian on the Logan Paul podcast
Yeah.
came out and said that he is lonely.
When you said came out, obviously,
You thought I was going to say.
did you
that he's
pause
gay.
for effect? Because obviously, I'm like, really? Holy shit!
Yeah, you thought I was going to say that he's gay.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
no. I wouldn't be surprised though.
Yeah,
You know, whatever. It is what it is.
it's highly sexualized.
And I mean, he had to. He could very well hit the end of pussy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you're done at some point.
Like he binged it. It's like, all right, I know what's there. I get it. I get it. Yeah. All right. This
Like,
another one. Next.
I've hit the end of the internet.
Yeah.
You
You've
know?
right. He got the signal. It
Yeah.
showed up. You've seen it. All right.
Yeah,
You're caught up.
You've done. You've beat the boss.
You've caught up. You're all caught up. You know, an icon of a vagina. You're all caught up with the earth.
Dan, you're done.
Yeah.
You're done, Dan.
You've had enough pussy. God came to him.
Yeah.
In a vision.
Yeah, you've moved on to dick. It is what it is.
Yeah, and have a little challenge for yourself.
Yeah, whether you want it or not, this is what it is now.
Yeah.
You know? So no, he's not gay, that we know of, but he is lonely.
No shit.
I know. No shit.
Who the fuck can relate to him? You could be surrounded by these 30 or 40 women. They're all young women. And it's like, it's cool, but it's like, come on. They can't be talking about the same things. I mean, wherever this guy's fucking head is at. And no other guys can really even think the way he thinks. The guy's out of his fucking gourd.
Well, first of all, the dopamine switch in his brain has been on flood for the last who knows how many years.
Sure.
Right? So at some point you're gonna, I mean, the neurotransmitters are gonna go. We're out. The foreman in the factory is gonna go, guys. We're out of it. We don't have it anymore.
Roll down the Rolodex. What does he have? Like, what does he have that the average person doesn't have? Start with the cannabis empire, right? He created this whole cannabis business, right?
Well, leave
the yachts.
Leave the details out of
Okay.
it. So he's got money. He's got fame. He's got endless supply of new women. I mean, I personally am not interested.
Lots of fans also, not just the sexual attention, but also
Fame.
lots of fans and fame.
Fame, yeah. He's got people who look up to him and go, wow, I wish I could live my life like that.
He's jacked.
He's in good shape. He's in good shape.
Guns.
Guns, toys, endless supply of just pleasure, right? Which is something that he mentioned in the podcast. You talked about pleasure versus happiness, which I was interested to hear him even delineate between the two.
Yeah.
That he knows the difference. So I guess the point is that he came out and said this thing, and I was like, wow, he does seem to be at least aware of the fact that there's a difference between pleasure and happiness, in that pleasure is an end destination of an action and happiness is a feeling that you get during a process that you enjoy, right?
So it might be the lack of maybe a challenge at this point in his life, and the challenge doesn't necessarily have to be achievement. It could be the challenge of being humble, the challenge of having a fucking actual conversation, being vulnerable, all that stuff.
Or the challenge of sitting still and not doing all those things.
Right.
That's a challenge.
Not being distracted by the pleasure.
Yeah.
And just being alive, like experiencing life.
Yeah, yeah. So I just found it was interesting. I don't know, maybe, it would be interesting. You know the story of the origin of Prince Siddhartha, right? The guy who became
Buddha. Yeah.
So it would be interesting
if he left his empire, and
then went on to become Buddhizarian or something like that. You know what I mean?
I thought about that in my own life the other day. Funny that, people won't believe that, but I actually did about 2 days ago. And I thought about Siddhartha.
Yeah.
Well, I had it ready, right? So obviously, and I thought about that as a metaphor, and whatever we're comfortable in, So he left. Apparently, he left his kingdom, right? He was a prince.
Prince Siddhartha
left the kingdom.
Yeah.
To go and find truth, right? But we all have our own kingdom, our own things that we're comfortable in, and it's like our cocoon or whatever that is.
Yeah,
right?
whatever that is.
And it's like, well, what about stepping outside of that? But Dan Bilzerian is like extreme version.
Well, Prince Siddhartha was in an extreme version.
Yeah.
He was in that very similar, from what I understand in the book that I read. It was his harem and his wine and food and fucking massages and women and all that stuff. It was like a very similar situation.
Did Coming to America come from the Buddha story?
Could have originated there. Yeah.
Interesting. Because he left, right? Prince Hakeem had that situation.
Yeah, your royal balls are clean, Your
Yeah.
Highness. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? And he just wanted to come to Queens to find his queen.
That's right, which is logical.
Yeah. I mean, bro, what are you going to... You look at a map of America, you never heard of it before. Where are you going to go to find a queen?
It's a good movie, man. It holds up.
Oh, yeah. So also, I'm interested to get your take on this because you're not an addict, right? That I know.
That's funny. Okay.
Well, you can.
That's funny.
You're not an addict on the level that I am.
Yeah. Yeah, total, what do you call it, agency? I have total agency over what I do to myself and put in my body. Sure. It's easy for me. Go ahead. It's not as hard for, yeah, it's way easier for me because I'm way more well-adjusted. Go ahead.
You understand moderation.
I stop because when I like something, I know when to stop. It just comes easy. I know people like that.
Oh, my God.
I've seen people stop. I've seen people have a cigarette. You know that? And stop.
I have moderate friends.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Moderate to severe angioglycoma, whatever the fuck it is. All right. Well,
go on. Regardless, yes, I have life very easy.
So I put out a tweet, a post this week that I knew was going to ruffle some feathers. I knew it was going to piss some people off, but I like it sometimes.
No.
Yeah.
You did that?
I did.
Yeah.
I said, first of all, I agree with the person who said this. They said, I don't know who needs to know this takes are garbage. And I was like, yeah, I agree. So I said, I don't know who needs to hear this. That's what they said. I don't know who needs to hear this.
Did you say steaks are garbage?
No, I don't know who needs to hear this takes are garbage.
Oh.
I don't know who needs to hear this, quote, unquote.
Oh, got it.
So I said, I don't know who needs to hear this, but you didn't have a spiritual experience. You were on drugs.
Yeah.
Right? So everyone was like, yeah.
That ruffled feathers?
Oh, yeah.
Jeez, come on.
I know. People were pissed. Believe it or not, some girl, I can't remember her name. I wouldn't say it even if I did. She was like, agree to disagree. I click on her profile. She's got a link in her bio. Above it, it says, click here to get my microdosing course. You know.
That's good advertising.
Well, whatever. I mean, my question or my hypothesis. So recently, there's been a lot of data, whatever you want to call it. I don't even know if it's data. Just a lot of fucking hoopla about psychedelics curing, right? Not treating, curing depression. And as a recovering addict, I feel like I know better not better than the scientists. I know better than to fall for that, right? Because I know that treating depression or any spiritual or emotional malady is a lifelong endeavor, a daily, sometimes minute-by-minute choice to say, no, I love myself, I deserve better, I'm going to take care of myself. Every time I take an action that makes me feel like I do love myself is a step out of the quicksand or the morass of self-pity. And listen, I'm not talking about clinical depression where you need hospitalization, treatment, electroshock therapy. I don't know what that's like, and I count my lucky stars every day.
Because I think science has proven there's a chemical situation there that could be corrected in a lot of cases or at least managed with medication. It's not like something made up, I believe, at least.
No,
it's
absolutely.
It's a true chemical thing in a lot of cases. But you're talking about the sort of the malaise and the
just being human.
Typical funk of humanity.
The human condition.
Right.
So I listened to Tim Ferriss and Michael Pollan's podcast, right? Michael Pollan's huge on psychedelics for treatment. And so is Tim Ferriss now. And it got me thinking. I was like, listen, I'm about my spiritual development. I meditate, I pray, I read books. I want to be more connected to my higher power. So I got I made phone calls to people. I was like, what do you think about this? I think I called you.
Yeah.
I called my friend Peter. I called my sponsor. And my friend Peter said three things that got me way off the edge. And then I'll wrap up with what they said on the podcast, and then I'll hear what you think, right? So my friend Peter goes, I can't remember who said the quote, but the quote was brilliant, and it was like, oh, yeah, that's definitely true. He said, drugs open the door to spirituality, but they don't let you walk through it, which I thought was perfect.
Yeah.
He also said that Hunter S. Thompson said that all these kids in the 60s and 70s were looking for love, peace, and happiness in a $5 tab of acid, and they never found it.
Yep.
And then the third thing he said was more personal for us. He goes, I don't know. I just can't imagine being on LSD or mushrooms and then realizing that I relapsed. I think I would rip my own head off.
Yes.
I was like, oh, fuck. So then on the Michael Pollan and Tim Ferriss episode of the podcast, they buried it so far at the end of the podcast that I actually breathed a giant sigh of relief and my shoulders came down away from my ears when they said it. That's how tense I was listening to this podcast. He goes, actually, as a matter of fact, they've done brain scans of people who have done multiple treatments of psilocybin and compared them to people who meditate, and they were identical. I was like, oh, fucking thank God.
You can get there
dude.
without. Yeah.
Why wouldn't you fucking say that earlier for people like me?
Yeah.
You assholes. Why bury that so far in the end of the podcast? But Michael Pollan is selling books on psychedelics, so of course he's going to bury that way in the end of the podcast. So I get a little annoyed with people who say there are only benefits, no downsides to psychedelic treatments for depression, because I know people personally who have been in recovery, done psychedelics for spiritual experiences, not to out them, I'm not going to say who it is, and then relapsed. 5 people. 5 like specific people who were like, I want to get closer to my higher power, and then all of a sudden they're counting days.
Oof.
It's gnarly, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
I feel very similar to the open, psychedelics open the door kind of idea with that, because I think by and large, first of all, you're very woke through whatever experience you had. You had to go through it, and then you realize there's another level of life that maybe is beyond the day-to-day mundane. There's something else, and that's what you continually work on. I had a similar experience where in my life, I tried to, sometimes I get caught up in the myopia and the short-sightedness of what's going on. But really, it's like, holy shit, this world is very vast. There's something spiritual going on. Most people don't know that. So I think like when a regular person that's caught up in the day-to-day and just isn't feeling right, microdoses, something opens that maybe we've had to open over the couple decades, but maybe they go, oh shit. Like when you look at one of those 3D posters and you let your eyes go and you go, oh fuck, there's another dimension. Mm-hmm. But you don't have to continually do it to know there's another dimension.
Yeah.
Once you know, then it might become a crutch. Once you know, oh, there's another dimension, then you got to just work at it. Like the walk through. You got to work at it. You got to just, constantly remind yourself of it. I think once the problem starts, what you're talking about is if it becomes time for my microdose today.
Yeah.
Well, you already know there's something else there. So you've been there. You know it's there. So now I think you have to like let go of that and then try to do it on your own.
Yeah.
But I do see some benefit maybe, again, to people that are just like caught up and can't even see that there's another perspective. And maybe it opens their mind to the other perspective. And I think microdose is different from taking a full, obviously, right? Full dose.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But just enough to go, oh, wait a second.
It's still taking drugs, though.
It is.
That's what they don't realize. Like, I would never say, like, imagine somebody said to you, hey, I'm not drinking, I'm micro drinking. I don't do a whole shot. I just do a third of a shot every hour or so until I feel a little relaxed. I'm not getting drunk at work. I'm just going to micro drink.
I think it's a perspective. I think the idea is like, I think it's this perspective shift. It's like, oh, if people don't believe they're capable, but you're right. If you take it, then you think that that's what's doing it. You think it's the drug that's doing it.
People don't want to take the time to get themselves there naturally.
Right. Let's get there now.
And that was one of my points, is that I listen, if you do these things, my other point in the comments was like, if you do the drugs to get the experience, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
But just know where it came from.
Eckhart Tolle mentioned it once. He talked about psychedelics. Somebody asked him.
Yeah.
He's one of these, I think we're both fans of, right?
You made a great point. You have to I think that the problem is if you take drugs to get the experience and then you go, like I said in the last episode, it wasn't the Schwartz. Like I got that ring in a Cracker Jack box. Those chemicals were in your brain anyway to begin with.
Yeah.
You just didn't have the patience or the discipline to get there. Like, yes, you can have a spiritual experience. It's not on demand. Sorry, what did Eckhart?
No, it's fine.
Eckhart Tolle say?
Eckhart said that he once took acid, I believe. I want to make sure, you could Google it or whatever. He once took acid, a small dose, and he looks at a cup and a glass, right? Or I think maybe he said that people take it and see it this, and he sees it like this automatically. But you look at a glass of water and you drink it, and it's mind blowing. Mind blowing. Like, what is this? This is incredible. And then you come back to reality and it's just normal.
Yeah.
But he said the real state, if you could stay aware, is it's always miraculous. It's not the acid that makes it amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
It's just that our minds go to take things and say, okay, this is just a normal thing, normal occurrence. Let me not think about it.
Yeah.
But that wonder is there. It's not in the drug. It's already there if you can open your mind to it.
Yeah. I've had 3. So I've had 2 drug-induced, tripping balls experiences. And then I've had 3. So someone said in the comments, they go, spoken like someone who's had neither. And then I wrote, no, I'm someone who's had both.
Yeah.
So I've had 3 sober spiritual experiences. One was using Sam Harris's Waking Up app, which I think I've told you about, the greatest meditation app of all time. Not a plug, not an ad. It's just literally the best fucking meditation app ever made. So I'm not going to get into it. It's just that I didn't plan it. It wasn't like I put it on and I was like, today's the day. It just was one of those things. I was in a discipline of using it, and it was a gift of discipline. It was a gift. It wasn't, you know what I mean? It wasn't like, okay, I'm going to pay for this to happen, and I'm going to like sequester myself and go with a shaman and get excited because I know this is going to happen. But, whatever.
You know, all these meditation apps and shamans too. It's almost funny because it's like, this app is the good one. It's almost like saying the drug is, it's life that's the fucking thing. Even meditation.
Yeah.
Apparently, and I'm getting better at being aware of this. It's not something you try to do. If you're trying to meditate, you're doing it wrong. It's doing nothing. It's literally just letting yourself be a fucking battery. Like, just be nothing. Just think nothing, do nothing. And reality itself, I think, is a fucking miracle. Maybe I just had so much of the red pill, like fucking Matrix, that I'm so awoke to it.
Well, there's an ultimatum. There's a bridge you have to cross at some point in your life, and you have to decide either everything is a miracle or nothing's a miracle.
And I believe that's the Matrix Blue, not because they
Everything.
politicized it, but it's really, come on, it's not politics. It's either like, oh shit, or another day.
No, bro. Everything is a miracle.
Yeah.
Everything. It's a miracle that I have any friends.
Do you have friends?
Well, we'll decide that.
Bilzerian doesn't.
So it's
You're about to become a fucking Bilzerian because
yeah.
I'll tell you, you're very belligerent. You were yelling at me and Jared very abusively before the camera rolled.
Belligerent is a great adjective. It's one of my favorites. This might become a weekly segment. Why am I an asshole? Is a great segment, and I
suggested that as the name of the podcast, and you shot it down because you were being kind of belligerent.
Yeah. Why am I belligerent? So I don't know what my problem is, and I want you to help me figure it out, if you could.
That was the name of my autobiography, but go ahead.
Yeah. So I was talking to my manager, right? He called me up.
There's your first red flag.
Shut the fuck up.
When a sentence starts that way.
Well, I was going to say my friend, but if he hears this, I don't want him to be like, how come you didn't say my manager? Right? So, anyway.
What are you, a fucking professional wrestler? Mr. Fuji is your manager? Remember managers? They were like part of it. Did you ever Mouth of the South?
So, anyway, me being an asshole now.
Right. So you're hype, man.
So I talked to him, and he calls me, and he goes, how was your Christmas? And I go, it was good. It was nice, easy, small, whatever. He goes, did you do anything special? I go, yeah, I celebrated Christmas.
Yeah, but like something good. Did you do anything good?
Like, what do you want me to say, bro? Like, yeah, I fucking celebrated Christmas, dude. Like, what do you mean special? Did we go to a water park? Like,
yeah.
Why? And then I realized, like, I'm the problem. Like, I could just say, yeah, it was really nice. I watched my kids open gifts and, like, but I'm the problem. Like, I'm the asshole in this situation. You know what I mean?
Why? Because you said nothing. Because you said nothing special or whatever.
No, because I said...
it was great.
No, because I literally said, yeah, I celebrated Christmas. That's what I said to him.
No, I think that's okay.
You think so?
I'll call you when I don't think it. I'll tell you. I think that's okay. Yeah, but I don't like that. You like telling stories like that? You like when people ask you, what did you do? I hate. It's my
Oh,
least favorite
bro.
fucking thing in the world.
No, I don't like it at all.
I got to think about it. I don't know. I can't remember what I did yesterday. I really can't.
No.
Somebody asked me like, oh, "What'd you do last week?" It's like a book report. I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing.
So I actually wrote something down. I wrote my least favorite types of conversations. What did you do? What are you gonna say? What did you say? And what did they look like?
Well,
Right?
You know what that is? That's past and future.
Yeah, maybe. So like my wife, if I talk to somebody and there's like a conversation that needs to be had, and she'll be like, "What are you gonna say?" I'll be like, I know what I'm gonna say, but I'm not having the conversation twice.
Do you do that in the shower? I used to do that in the shower all the time. I would if I'm gonna have a meeting, I think about what they're gonna say. I think about what I'm gonna say in response, and I'm like, oh, that's a good one. And I have a whole conversation.
I used to do that. I don't have the energy anymore.
Yeah.
Or if I have a conversation with somebody and she's like, "What did they say? What did you say?" I'm like, we said what was said. We said what needed to be said. You know.
Do you ever actually say what you rehearse? Probably not.
Not even close.
No, of course not.
even
That's why
close.
it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
So the other day, my son goes, "Who was he talking about?" He goes, "What? Oh, fuck. What was he? Maybe it was somebody that he was like, oh, it was Tom Brady."
Yeah.
So I was telling him about Tom Brady. I'm like, he's
Go.
the oldest player in the league. He's like the best fucking athlete maybe of all time. Like, in my mind, Michael Jordan was always like unbeatable. Any sport, any profession, anything.
Yeah.
But Tom Brady's like on his heels, if not in his ass.
That was from episode 37 when George went on a tear about
Yeah.
asses.
Yeah. So, but Tom Brady's like legitimately, possibly, surpassed like at this point. You know
Everyone
what I mean?
knows now.
Tom Brady's like,
It's out
whatever.
of the bag. Yeah.
I don't even know sports, and I know Tom Brady's fucking just. So I told you, I called him in during that Jets game, and I was like, bro, I said, GJ,
Watch this.
sit down, watch what Tom Brady's about to do.
Yeah.
The Jets were up 24-20. The Patriots were on their own 15-yard line. There was 2 minutes left. I was like, the Jets are not going to win. Watch what Tom Brady's about to do. Pass after pass after pass after pass after pass. Scored, 2-point conversion. No way the Patriots were going to lose. Not with
Yeah.
Tom Brady. I'm sorry, the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
No way they were going to lose. So
It
anyway.
sounds so natural, Patriots. I'm like,
Yeah. So anyway, GJ goes, "What does he look like?" I'm like, I don't know. He's got a face of a dude with
he's a dude.
hair and fucking, body. Like I'm spatially retarded. Like I don't have any intelligence when it comes to, when I used to work at the Blue Hanu, people would be like, "What's it like?" I'd be like, it's got walls and whatnot. Like, you got to see it. I don't have any intelligence in that sense whatsoever.
You don't find importance about
Details?
those details.
No. Bro, if I ever get robbed and they go, "What did he look like?" Fucked. I would describe Casper, a ghost. Yeah, it's just a balloon of a head.
Yeah. The sketch artist would have like, police are on the lookout for this man. So fucking Mr. Potato Head. Yeah. He had a mouth, a nose, so Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah.
Yes, it's Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah, it would be a balloon.
He might have had a mustache, and they show it like they take off the mustache and put it back on.
Yeah. No, I'd be the worst. I'd be the worst victim of a crime ever. So if
What's
you're
the
looking to
deal
rob
with
somebody-
so speaking of that, what the fuck with the court sketches? What is with the courtroom sketches? And why the court stenographers and courtroom sketches? Is that still a thing?
Oh yeah,
It's ridiculous, right?
of course.
And you have to teach people how to type because the stenographers don't use a regular typewriter.
No, shorthand.
And this is antiquated, right? That's not going to be anymore. You could take photos now. There are cameras.
Well, you could
Record
just
it.
record it. Yeah, I know.
All right. I'm just saying because of the sketch artist kind of conversation.
So listen, additionally, this is something that I'm very excited to talk to you about, Adam.
I have topics too.
Okay, good. Bring them up. But I'm fucking kicking your ass in the topics. So
Well, you're also fucking hijacking. I could just jump in right now. I was driving out here. I'm looking at names of the towns. Comac.
it better be a good, because this sounds like a boring topic already.
Isn't Comac an Indian American indigenous word? A lot of the Manhattan is an indigenous word. I think in the spirit of PC that it's fucked up that we still use the words. We should change these names. It would be like, because we did take the land.
We're not going to.
It's like if somebody came into your house
Yeah.
and kicked you out of it and called it Reshland and lived there, and you don't live there anymore.
Yeah.
And you think it's insult to injury, don't you think?
Yeah, but we're not going to. We're not going to change the names.
Weehawken, all these fucking. It's like
All across the country, the land that we took, which, by the way, this should probably be a Patreon topic because I'm about to say something that people are not going to like. So,
we'll
whatever.
talk about it then.
No. It's fine. It is what it is. This is, like I said, this podcast, people think because I run Tank's Good News, I'm like this super duper fucking lefty liberal guy. Like, I lean left, but I'm not like a screeching fucking liberal.
Yeah.
Purple hair with that's not who I am at all. I lean left, but anyway, I do think about shit all the time. So I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm watching Yellowstone now, right? And I think about this all the time. Every time Columbus Day comes up, I get anxiety. I'm like, oh, they're going to be so annoying about the fucking indigenous peoples thing.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do they expect us to have done? Go somewhere else and not just go, hey, what do they want to have happened? Do they want a time machine to be invented to go back and America not to have been established at that time? Do they want them to have let the Native Americans kill us? And I don't understand what the solution is. There's no solution. It's just problem posing over and over and over again. Everybody needs to feel bad all the time, or they're not happy.
And I'm not suggesting that. I'm just saying the name change because it's like okay.
Yeah, but here's my point. So in Yellowstone, Tom Rainwater, I think his name is.
You're not ruining it. I haven't seen the show yet, the series. I'm interested in it. I'm watching Yellow Jackets. I picked that yellow.
You didn't make it to. You went J over S. You could just,
I did. I want to do it in chronological order.
You typed in yellow. You were like,
yes.
Eh.
Did you mean stone?
Yellow
yes.
jacket.
Jacket.
So here's my question, right? The beautiful thing about the Native Americans that everyone says is that they didn't believe that land could be owned, right? And I don't know if this is a dumb thing to say or like a stepped on topic that everyone has discussed already, but I've never heard it, so I'm just going to say it and I want to hear your take on it. If they didn't believe that land could be owned, then how did we steal their land? I don't understand it. I want to understand it.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus.
Right?
I think it's also semantic because I'm sure that I don't think it was about the territory, but people were killing each other.
That's the other thing.
Throughout time.
Do the super woke Indigenous Peoples Day people think that the Native Americans that we took the land from, even though they didn't own it, do they think that those people didn't kill somebody to take their land? Because they definitely did.
Or might be taking resources or whatever it was,
It's always been about resources. It's always going to be about resources.
Yeah.
So the Native Americans that were on the land when we got here, 100% killed somebody to take that land.
But I think some of them were actually born in regions where they didn't have to kill. Like this was the Sioux area, this was the whatever. And they knew we cohabitate in this area. We don't step on their turf. They don't go on our turf.
You don't think so? You don't think these people were fighting?
My guess is probably because they were more enlightened people. They were probably like, this is our land.
Yeah, they were more connected to the earth. And there weren't that many. So it's different when it's like, okay, let's throw a pipeline here of a few thousand people into this small area.
They were like, here's some corn, let's share. And they were like, boom, dead.
Yeah. I mean, even throughout, you look at...
I don't know. That's why I'm asking. I'm not educated.
Well, I don't know. I mean, obviously, I'm not a historian. I just, from common sense of what I gather, it's like, look back at, kingdoms in Africa, kingdoms in Asia that were some of the first civilizations. Of course, there's negative shit. There's slavery. There's all kinds of negative shit. And it's just, it's the power struggle between the powerful and then the masses. And how does that work? And it's, there's no great solution. We're trying to fucking work it out now. There's no great solution to it.
Still trying to work. There's more slaves today than there has been at any time in Earth, in history. Did you know that?
Well, actual slaves or like indentured servitude, like with just being in the economy system? What do you mean by slaves?
No, slaves.
Real slaves?
More slaves today than ever in history.
It's just fucking
wild. Crazy. There's I don't know, whatever. We don't want to get too off topic. But I wanted to bring up the girl who was selling her farts in jars.
Yeah. It's the same thing.
Not
It's
to
the same
pivot,
topic.
not to pivot too hard.
It's the same topic.
But-
Because I'm a slave to that. I'm a slave to her farts. I microdose her farts.
So there was this girl, I forgot her name. She was on a show.
Stephanie Matto.
Yeah, what show is she from?
YouTuber turned adult content creator who claims to have made upwards of 200,000.
No, but what show is she
what
from?
show?
She was on 90 Day Fiancé.
90 Day
right, yeah.
Fiancé. So she was eating so many gas-producing foods that she wound up in a hospital because her booty got blasted out.
Yeah.
Right? So
That
obviously
ass. She blew out that ass.
she blew that ass out.
Yeah.
So she had such a high demand for her farts in jars that she just sold out and she wound up blowing her butt out.
Remember the gamer girl with the pee?
Oh yeah.
Similar.
Yeah. No, her bathwater. It was
Oh,
not her pee,
bathwater,
not
right.
her
No,
pee.
but there was something with pee, wasn't there?
No, right now we'll talk about
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Remind me to bring up the pee thing because that's fucking insane also. There's so much going on this week. So she wound up in a hospital and because her butt was blown out from the farts in the jars, she's now turning her fart in jar empire into an NFT drop.
I was just gonna say there. I swear to God, because once they stop making the farts, they become rare. Now the rarity goes up.
Yeah.
Now it's like, ooh, which one did you get? One of them smells spicy. One of them smells like fucking fruity. That it's rare. Those are the attributes.
So, I mean,
Are you into NFTs yet?
Well, I wanted to bring up your NFT drop, but I'm scared that there's going to be less time spent on me while talking about your NFT drop. So,
God forbid. People hate NFTs, huh? People hate crypto. People
No,
hate
don't say
everything.
people.
They're afraid. A lot
They-
of people are afraid.
they don't understand what it is. So,
Yeah.
Adam, tell people about my first hookah drop in a time amount that's
Yeah, no.
comfortable. So,
Very briefly, one of my memes went viral about about my first hookah, which was a spoof product, and people got pissed off, and a lot of funny.
because they thought it was real.
They thought it
because,
was real.
Because people are dumb. They thought that Adam made a meme that was my first hookah for babies, and people were like, why would they make a hookah for babies? How could this be?
Yeah.
Because people are dumb. People.
Which I knew was going to happen. It's just a fun. It's playful, and in any case, I said, I turned it into an NFT, and people like hear that and they think everything's a money grab with NFTs. It's a new way to put out a piece of content that has
that you can grab money from.
that you could get that you could earn. No,
It's not a money grab. It's a
it's,
way
it's that you can make money.
grab
It's a money make.
Yeah.
No, it's the fact that you own this collectible forever. You own this thing. You
Unless
have
you
this-
sell it for more money than you bought
You
it
can
from.
sell
in
it,
which
but you're
case
selling a
you grab it.
license to it. The thing is like owning. It's like when I buy a movie on iTunes. I used to buy them. Like I was early on, like get off of hard media. I knew that CDs and all that shit, DVDs.
yeah.
Like let me buy. I started to buy the content. That means anywhere I go, I could download it. I have it. Like I have a license to it.
Yeah.
When you have a thing like that, the creator could add more value to it, and you still get the value. Whatever
Yeah.
happens with it,
Yeah.
it's like a living thing. It's it's so new that people haven't used it yet in a way where it's really interesting, and that's coming. And I'm trying to do it. So you bought one of them. Part of the contract, it's actually called a smart contract when you buy one of these NFTs.
Yeah.
Any NFT.
And an NFT, for those of you who don't know what that means, is a non-fungible token as opposed to the tokens which are fungible, which are very plenty. You know what I mean? Like-
Everybody's fungible. Yeah, that's just basically not copyable and not replicatable. Meaning, yeah,
They
you could take a screenshot of it, but whatever it's like a license. It's like you're part of a club. You're
no,
part
I
of
know.
this thing.
They could have picked a better word than
Funge. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
But regardless, I'm gonna make a concept of yours now. So whatever it is, it's like you pay it forward. You could create a new idea, create a new graphic or a new
I'm going to create a
club or a new.
Beluga NFT.
Is that what you're gonna do?
Oh yeah, I'm going to create a Beluga NFT, and Valdemar.
Because people know. I mean, you are a beluga, right? You're part beluga.
Well, I got called a Beluga once, and I thought it was very funny, so I ran with it. And then I got reached out to by this woman who represents Valdemar, who's the Beluga that people see in all the viral videos playing rugby and
Oh, right.
retrieving the cell phone and playing with people in the fjords in Norway. and she asked me if I wanted to be a spokesperson for him, and I said yes. And I've been trying to think of a way to raise money for him because he needs a net so that people can stop fucking with him. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a Beluga Boys NFT club.
Great.
And use them to raise money for him and also grab money for myself.
I can't wait to design it.
They're
We got to
gonna be
workshop
sick.
that.
Yeah. But anyway, so you're my first hookah NFT drop. I think it went pretty well.
It did.
Yeah.
Very successful. And then we're doing another one. We're doing this this little pixelated drop. It's going to come on. It's probably going to be out by the time this comes out. But
Okay.
But I mean, generating thousands, way less expensive, but also it's not as it's a different kind of contract. I'm not going to personally I'm going to sit with you. Whoever bought the hookah, I'm actually going to work with them over hours, create the art that they have in their mind, and actually make it a real thing.
Yeah.
I feel like people are afraid of crypto. People are afraid of it until it's normalized. Once it's normalized, they say, "Oh yeah, I always liked it."
Did you see that Reese Witherspoon is alluding to her involvement in crypto?
Is she? Yeah. I mean, it's mainstream in a fucking year. I mean, it's already sort of mainstream, but it's like, oh, everybody gets it in about a year.
It's trickling. It's you know what it's doing right now? It's melting off of it's snow on a mountain that's really starting to melt and drip down the rock right now. It's really starting to pick up, and it's going to be mainstream in, I'd say, I would be comfortable with it being mainstream in 3 to 5 years.
You know what the mainstream means to me? It's that, of course, a lot of douches are doing the wrong thing, and like whether it's the crypto stocks, like the meme stocks and all, that was silly. There's a lot of silly shit. Of course, anything. You create a fucking the .com empire.
Yeah.
Most websites are silly nonsense.
Yeah.
But the ones that change your life, that becomes mainstream. When Amazon became not just a bookstore, like, oh, fuck, it's Amazon. I could order diapers.
Yeah, I need a hammer.
It's mainstream.
Yeah.
When crypto becomes something that you can actually use and it's not just some dumb shit.
Yeah.
And an NFT becomes, oh, yeah, I didn't get a membership card. I got an NFT.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's a smart contract on my wallet. I'm now a member of this
I don't
society.
need to have a Costco card in my wallet.
That's when it's like, oh, I didn't know that's what it was. I just thought it was a cartoon. It's not. It's more. And I think people are going to start to see that. But it takes something to be actually useful.
Yeah.
Instead of just dumb.
Yeah.
That because websites sucked at first until they didn't. Until it was like, oh no, this works.
Yeah.
I think I don't know who's starting to accept crypto now, but one of the bigs, one of the big companies is I wish I could fucking pull it. But somebody that's big, it's not Amazon yet, but something like that is accepting the wallet. Then you go, oh shit, I could create, most people aren't going to create cryptocurrencies, but the ones that start to gain momentum and you could take them and spend them, it's great because it's outside the system.
It's too volatile right now for people to accept it as payment.
Which I understand.
Did you see Kim Kardashian and Floyd Mayweather being sued over a crypto scam?
Oh yeah, I don't want to talk about that.
No,
because I own that and it's annoying.
There'll be more regulations, but then there'll also be it'll be a different kind of experience. It really is going to open a lot of shit up. But
so that's actually not a bad one to bring up. So Ethereum Max, which was one that I was put onto very early on because I know a guy who knows the guy who created it. They were really in with Kim Kardashian. Floyd Mayweather was wearing a shirt during his fight with Logan Paul. He went to the crypto conference in Miami and he was talking about Ethereum Max. Like I said, Kim Kardashian posted about it. Dave Grutman down in Miami was accepting it as payment at his fucking restaurants. They were getting a bunch of different. You could buy the tickets to the Logan Paul Mayweather fight.
They were making it useful. They were creating.
They were making it useful, but it was so volatile. So I bought, just for instance, I think, and this was one of the dumbest things I've probably not done in my life. It went from, I bought whatever, I think I spent one Ethereum on it, and at the point Ethereum was $4,000. It went to $60,000, and I didn't sell it because I was like, it's going to $1 million.
Go to the moon.
Yeah.
It's going to the moon.
And now it's down to $1,100.
I think a rule of thumb, anything that seems like a crazy get rich quick thing is, of course, it's all but the ones that stand the test of time, that just stay useful.
Yeah. The ones that are actually useful.
Yeah, that doesn't go anywhere.
No, just like in the .com era, if you bought Amazon, Google, Facebook, Facebook wasn't around, Microsoft, you're fine. Yes, you lost 70% of their value, but as long as you owned the certificate for one stock,
Yeah.
You still owned that one stock, and the value went back up. If you bought pets.com, which is the one that everyone always shits on, I feel bad, but I think it's the poster boy for the .com era.
Because there are going to be some losses. But look at even TikTok. People hated TikTok at first.
Yes.
Because why? It was really just basically preteens and it was like kind of fucked up, and they're stealing your info and all this stuff.
Yeah.
They're working kinks out. Now, like my dad sends me TikToks. It's because the content that actually has value to it holds everything else up. Like TikTok's a thing now. I mean, in mainstream world.
Yeah.
Where it's not this fringe thing. That's the same thing with crypto.
So did you see the episode of the Joe Rogan podcast where the guy came on and he said that people are undergoing mass formation psychosis?
No, what?
So he said that in Germany, people underwent mass formation psychosis because they were so down and out. Then Hitler came along and he was like, I'm going to fix all your problems. And he pointed at one thing, and that thing was the cause of their problems. That thing was obviously the Jews.
Demagoguery.
And then they were like, oh, yeah, let's get rid of the Jews. And he was like, okay, I'm going to do it, and blah, blah, blah. And then the conservatives latched on to that, and they were like, yeah, the liberals are undergoing mass formation psychosis with this fucking vaccine, and they're all telling us we got to get the vaccine. And then it comes out, bro, a fucking day or two ago, that they're drinking their own piss so they don't have to get the fucking vaccine. Huh? Who's undergoing mass formation psychosis here, bro?
Both extreme sides. I'm just saying it. Both extremes. They're both fucking wild. The liberals are insane. The fucking Republicans they're both insane. A new party needs to come up, but a new party can't come up because you need money to start a new party. That's the fucking
How much money do you need?
Billions.
Like
billions.
Like 50,000?
You want to start one? It's just, I think
Listen,
the whole world...
if our Patreon gets to 10,000 Patreons, we'll start a new political party.
I love it. There's going to be a left-leaning center party. The Belugas. And right? You got the fucking... The jackass, and you got the fucking the donkey, and you got the elephant. There'll be a Beluga party.
A Beluga party.
And then that will split off into the fucking orcas and the Belugas. Either way, there has to be a central party where there's sort of right-leaning and there's sort of left-leaning. And there's two mini parties, and I would probably fluctuate between the two. I'm not going to fucking vote for these guys, and I'm probably not going to vote with these guys.
Because you got AOC, who's like a wild... She's
a lot. Yeah, Yeah.
I understand what she's saying.
Me too.
But I can't get behind her because she's just too crazy.
It's both sides are too much.
Same thing as Ted Cruz. Like, Ted Cruz is just a piece of shit, dude.
Yeah,
He's just a fucking... He's just... You can tell he's not out for anybody but himself. The only reason I don't hate AOC is because it's like she grew up in the Bronx.
Yeah.
And she's got a constituency of people that she's fighting for, but she's too nuts about the way she goes about it.
But of course, you have to be nuts to counteract this nut.
Yeah.
And they're both nuts.
And anybody who's in the middle can't get...
but what about me? Well, what are you, a fucking cuck? It's like,
Yeah.
no, not really. I just think people should probably be able to marry same sex if they want to. Is that okay?
Yeah. And if they get fired from their job, they should be able to get food in the meantime. I think, I don't know, fuck them. Yeah, I don't know, fuck them. Yeah, fuck them. Fuck them.
Fuck them. Fuck you. Okay.
Yeah, if they marry, if they want to marry their husband, next thing you want to know, they marry their dog. I don't know. Fuck them. Yeah, I mean, people are out of their fucking minds, dude.
Yeah. It's going to happen. I think it comes to a head. It gets to, it's either civil war or it gets to, okay, another party that seems kind of reasonable comes up.
What would be the Beluga platform?
Don't be a fucking dick.
Sanity.
Yeah, don't be a complete dick.
Sanity. Yeah, sanity. That's it. Just like be normal and stop, I don't know, whatever. Just Beluga party would just be like a beluga. Have a soft frontal lobe and play rugby with people in the ocean and be approachable. I saw a couple of videos and a couple of tweets about I should probably play the video so we can hear the guy's actual words. Because I don't want to mess it up. Okay, here we go.
Remember, when you live in a capitalist society, no matter what you do, it's never enough. Why? Because your self-worth is directly linked to your productivity. Under capitalism, you derive value by doing something, not by just being human.
Yeah, no shit. A doctor, that's what always comes down to, like this whole, the free market system. Yeah, a doctor that can save lives does something
Is more
that
valuable than
other
somebody who
people can't do.
than somebody who collects tickets.
And you know what? They both deserve ways to earn revenue, and they both deserve ways to carve out their place. But that's what makes this system, even though it's fucking flawed, the best one, because you don't have to remain a ticket ripper forever. You can have a side hustle. You can create things.
So
It's hard. It's fucking hard.
So that guy's name is therapyjeff on TikTok, and I played that part of it because that starts the conversation. He actually had some good points later on in the video about slowing down, self-care, making sure that you don't burn out. It wasn't all
He
that-
sounds like he's coming from a great place, by the way.
Yeah.
'Cause he's saying you have value just by being. I agree with that.
Of
It's
course.
not like I could throw. I'm not throwing away his theory. I'm just saying, of course.
So
you have
so
to-
then you couple it up with another tweet that I saw this week that was something like people just are there's this movement going on where people think the younger generation, which I can't stand. I refuse to be, even though I'm starting off the conversation by saying this, that like looks at the younger generation and they're like and says like they're the problem. Like they're not the problem. It's
No,
just
they're honestly, I think they're pretty great.
they're great. It's
I
just
think they're pretty great.
young people in general. Even when I was younger, I was the problem because young people in general don't really know what
They
they're
don't know
doing.
shit, yeah.
Exactly. But there are some people that are of the younger generation currently that think that you should not have to work,
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah.
which is insane.
On the downside, and the upside is there are things normalized about like loving things about other people that we didn't have. Like it wasn't, you could be who you are now, and it's a little bit more accepted. You know what I mean?
So, I mean, I don't know about you. I mean, I do know about you, but I'll speak for myself. I love having a useful, currently, even though I think about this all the time, my skill 10 years ago, 15 years ago was not useful. And I knew it wasn't useful because I was making memes 11, 12 years ago and not able to do anything
I
with
was
it.
like that too. I started Photoshop before anyone had it, and I'm not trying like.
Nobody cared.
Nobody fucking cared. There was no job to have. I had to be like, they would say, hey, you should take fine art because that's the only, in college, it's the only thing you could take. There was no digital class yet. It
Yeah.
was like, fuck. And,
I was the only way I was able to use my skill of being funny or humorous was in sales. So I used it in sales.
Yeah.
I was a waiter. I'd make my tables laugh. They would tip me a little bit more than somebody else. So I just can't get behind the fact that these people who they think that, like, if you think our fucking leaders today are shitty, let's try on communism for size. You think they're fucking bad now? You think income inequality is bad now?
yeah.
You want fucking communism, dude? It would get 1,000 times worse.
That's
Are you
why
out of
everything
your
is
fucking mind?
Everything's too far. Everything has
I
to be
know.
so hyperbolic.
I
It's
know,
like,
I know.
oh,
It's
let's
just-
throw away the system. You're not. How do you throw away a system that has clean water for the most part? But then you got to look at yourself. Can more states and cities have clean water? That makes sense, right?
Yeah, of
Like,
course.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, we are a socialist. No, but don't you think you should rebuild that bridge that's fallen down? Like, I'm not like a crazy,
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
Maybe we should make sure that the things that we built 100 years ago don't deteriorate like you would do in your house.
I think the only thing that makes sense is the United States of America splits up into 5
Civil War.
regions. Yeah, 5
That's Civil
regions.
War.
Yeah, it's the only thing that makes sense.
But then you don't think the regions are going to fight each other for land. That's war.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's the thing. I do think that
320 million people is too many people for a country.
maybe I do think that you need more parties. I think you need more parties. Just so I was speaking to Sergio, a good friend of mine who lives in Denmark. They have 14 parties.
We can split without civil war.
Theoretically, but then once you have
Split peacefully.
Yeah. But the point being, like, there are 14 parties in Denmark. Like, this is what he tells me. And it's like, there should be more parties just so you don't have to pick between that crazy and that crazy. You could pick, and I do believe, I truly do,
Yeah.
that the majority of people will sort themselves out to near the middle. It's like any other fucking bell curve.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
do believe that. I
Yeah.
really do. And that's my, like, faith in humanity. It is.
Yeah.
I think we all have tendencies of being crazy in either way.
Yeah.
But I do think, by and large, most people will say, yeah, okay, that's a little much. Republicans included are going to go, yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah. I'm not that kind of
I'm
Republican.
not that crazy. Like, I do believe, though, in,
You're either Beluga left or Beluga right.
yeah, Beluga left or right.
Yeah, Beluga light or Beluga heavy.
Right.
Which one?
Right.
Which one are you?
Full flavor or light.
Are you the kind of beluga beluga and orca I like because orcas attack people and belugas don't.
Yeah.
So are you a killer whale or are you a friendly whale?
But guess what? It would be nice, wouldn't it, if you didn't like identify as red or blue, and it was like, and not to like literally non-binary. It's like
Yeah.
if I could vote for one orca this year because I do like the tax breaks that they give, and I also like the fact that they are doing this. But one year I could vote for beluga left, and I could go back and forth. I don't have to pick between this and this. I think that I hope that's the future of the country.
You don't have to vote between the killer whale or flipper.
I would love that if people could vote left and right, but it's not left and right. It's this or this.
Yeah.
I mean, call me everybody's gonna fucking get mad at that now.
Yeah, whatever. Fuck them. Who cares? As long as we're not drinking our own piss, so we don't have to get COVID. And everything I believe, and I guess we'll wrap it up on this. Is everything is a 4chan hoax at this point, and they don't realize it. Everything is a 4chan hoax. Q originated on 4chan, and they took it dead seriously. And I was like, how do you guys not know that this is a hoax?
And even the epidemic of everything's a hoax is sort of a hoax. It's like people don't care that much about rigging a system and following you and doing all this stuff. It's like some things are just fucking how they are. I don't know. Call me fucking, I'm sheep.
Yeah, drinking your own urine to prevent yourself from getting... And there's nothing that the trolls on 4chan love more than to see a video of some redneck drinking his own urine in his truck. That makes them feel so good, dude.
I got to just say, in defense of that side,
Yeah,
I think we're going too far in the other direction, knowing that I have 2 little kids.
yeah.
Omicron is proven to be less deadly. It is.
Of course.
Especially among the vaccinated.
Yeah.
And I happen to be, like, whatever, that's my belief. Like, and a lot of people in New York are. So it's like, take it easy a little bit. Take it easy. I believe, and again, I'll be fucking villainized for this, but it's like, at this point, getting Omicron, I think even the scientists are saying, getting Omicron's probably a good defense, because what I've read, or what I've heard, actually, I don't want to say I read it, I heard it. Again, I'm part of the misinformation
video.
But please do your own research. I think I believe New York Times did it on one of their podcasts.
Liberal rag.
They said, yes, the liberal reg said, scientists are even saying, and please fact check this, scientists are even saying,
Fact check this on your own Facebook page with your aunt.
With your aunt. It might be a good strategy to get this strain, because although when you get Delta, you're not immune to Omicron.
Mm-hmm.
When you get Omicron, you are immune to the more deadly Delta.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not the worst strategy to start that whole herd immunity, which was like, please, it was like, to me, it was like too far, right? It kind of makes sense now. I'm feeling like moving to Florida now. It's like, at this point, and that says a lot, because I was always,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, these fucking people are out of their mind. I'm starting to go, are they? Ted Cruz is looking pretty good. I mean, not that far, but
Ted Cruz is in Texas.
well, you know what I mean. They're all the same.
DeSantis is in Florida.
DeSantis.
Yeah,
I mean the fucking side.
Yeah.
The side. I'm Marjorie Taylor Greene. Seems
We got to flip this state red, bro. That's what we got to do.
it's already. I mean, in a lot of fucking. Where I originally come from, Staten Island. You go.
There was a lot of Trump parades on Long Island
Oh, yeah.
a couple of summers ago.
Oh yeah.
A lot of traffic.
A lot of boats with Trump signs.
A lot of boats. Every boat is a Trump boat.
They come with Trump signs.
There's no liberal boats, dude. Are you
Liberal
fucking kidding me?
boats.
Liberal boats, they're dinghies at best.
They'd be shot down.
Nobody who's liberal can afford a boat, bro. Are you kidding me? They don't work.
Imagine a liberal.
All
boat.
they do is podcast and make memes. Oh, God. Cut that out. All right. So, yeah, thank you for listening. Please rate, review, and subscribe. 5 stars if you're feeling like it, even if you're not. We don't need any, we don't need any.
I want charity, yeah.
We don't need any negativity on this podcast, I was going to say.
We do.
We want charity.
I want people to be negative. I
Don't-
would hate 2
don't-
stars. I want either a half a star or 5 stars.
Oh, you can't give a half a star. Don't give us any 1-star reviews. Do it later. Wait. Take your time. Get lazy. Be lazy. Don't do it yet. We can't handle it. I can't handle it. Yeah. Listen, if you made it this far,
You're better at it than me. I can't handle it.
first of all, let's be honest. If you made it this far, you're a 5-star.
You're one of us.
Yeah, you're one of us. So thank you for listening so much.
We love you.
We'll see you next time. I hope you enjoyed your cigar if you smoked it. If you didn't, I hope you enjoyed the podcast.
Or your hookah, if you enjoy a hookah.
And shoot us a DM on Instagram. If you're on the Patreon, shoot us a message on there, right on the message boards. We'll talk to you on there, and stay tuned for the Patreon episode. Patreon.com/meme daddies. All right? We'll talk to you soon.